Hey, I'm seeing if somebody can help me out with the UAD. I've got a 8XP and a X16 linked together. I went ahead and set up the IO matrix here. So you see my IO matrix I've set up where slot 1 and 2, there's none. Got the monitor left and right in the output slot 2, and I've kind of lined these up so everything's matching from the 8XP to the X16 as far as the inputs outs in Pro Tools 32 input output modes. That's the max. What I've got over here going, I've got a rack. What I'm trying to do is route the hardware inserts from the patch bay here, and I've got those all routed back to the X16. And I'm just testing. It doesn't matter any of these units, I still have the same problem, but just the Pro VLA or the 1176s here. I've got this routed back into Pro Tools. I've got console channels, everything's on stereo and muted. I've got the Pro VLA coming in on analog 11 and 12 here. Okay, so if I come over to Pro Tools, this is my session. I've just got a sample set up. I'm trying to set up a template. I've got Superior Drummer up here. I've got that sending to bus 1-2 and bus 1-2 on a Pro VLA aux track. This is using insert 27 and 28. And if we go up here to my setup and IO, I went ahead and reset all my IO, so all my inputs outputs line up with what console has here. You see my inserts, everything lines up. So 27 and 28 is the Pro VLA device, and that's all wired back to the X16. I've checked all the DB25 connections. That's what's wired back there. So what happens now, the issue is when I go to play this, if I leave the insert active, if it's fine, everything routes fine, okay? And then if I stop the music and disable it and let the signal die, everything's fine. But if I go to enable and disable the hardware insert, the IO insert, while the track is playing, and then stop the track, I get a high-pitched, fucked up noise. So let me give you an example. This is with my insert active. You can see everything's hitting the compressor here. Okay, if I go to make this inactive, you can see it stops hitting the compressor. But now if I go to stop the track, and what happens here, if I bring up console, you can see the signal gets stuck here, and you can see a signal gets stuck. Now what happens if I unmute it, I get this fucked up high-pitched noise coming out of this. Okay, and to stop that, I've got to make this active again. It clears the signal, and then I can go back to my workflow. For some reason, I can't make this inactive and active on the fly, though, without getting it stuck. You can see my host, the sample rate, and the computers are all 48 kilohertz. Everything's synced up here. The Apollos are daisy chained from the X8P to the X16, and then my satellite's not on, but it's third in the chain. Everything's just running out the master. So anybody knows what's going on with this, with Pro Tools, let me know, because it seems like the hardware inserts, you know, something's funky. Thanks.